Well, I might have done something reckless, which is I sized up um, to try to make my day back, to try to end the day green. I don't know if this was a good decision or a bad decision. I'm going to have to do more analysis on it later, but I wanted to get my recap done because I have other stuff to do. So essentially, I'm ending the day at $4.53 in the green. My accuracy is 64.29%, which is a lot lower than it usually is. So I think this right here definitely tells the story of the day for me. However, my first two trades were during the pre-market session. So I took a trade on SHPH and then another trade on SHPH. So let's take a look at those. SHPH. I had a lot of discipline in the pre-market, and then it kind of went off the rails after the market opened. But in any case, I don't know why it will not show my trades. Let me see if I can show them on here on TradesViz. Okay, so the first trade on SHPH was just to break over this level of resistance, and I think that was a good trade. And that was a small green trade. It was like 7 cents a share. I thought that was a good trade. I was really happy about it. So then I decided to take another trade, which was a high of day breakout. This trade was less solid. And of course, my viewers were really kind enough to give me some feedback on the trade. And it turns out that the MACD was barely green. You can't tell here. But it was extended off the EMA. But I tried to get a high of day breakout here. Okay. And then I ended up going south to the tune of about, it says $18, but, oh yeah. So that was right. I miscalculated how much in the hole that was because, yeah. All right, so that was 36 cents a share down. I was trading with 50 shares. That kind of went sideways. So I was red on the pre-market, kind of bummed out about it. And, you know, I'm just really trying to approach this as professionally as possible. And I'm like, all right, I spent the entire rest of the pre-market really trying to be good on stock selection. However, like I said, that all fell apart at the market open. I was thinking, now we have more volume. I've got to grind my day back. I took all these little trades in the middle, red and green trades. Some of them didn't even have setups, especially these two. Those were red. This one that didn't have a setup was red. I don't know what I was doing. All of a sudden I went from amazing discipline to off my rocker. So now at this point, I'm deeper in the hole. I'm like almost $20 down for the day. Then I saw a couple of trades on ILLR and IVF. So actually, let me show you here. And these were all around VWAP, which I put back on my chart recently. So actually, it's not on this chart. Let me see if I can. Probably should have put it on this chart for the purposes of demonstrating this, but I forgot that my Thinkorswim isn't showing my trades, which I think is wacko. So I will put style. I like having my VWAP be yellow. So let's do that. Why isn't it? Very annoying. Okay, let me see here. Visibility, yes. Inputs, source. I don't know what HC3 is. Let's just say I don't know why it's not showing it. Okay. Maybe I have to. All right. Well, in any case, this was at, let me look at the candle, 1036. So here, you know, I was trying to get a break over here over VWAP. And this is where I'm not sure my decision making got any better. So my trading session today comes under the heading of I think I made some bad decisions that turned out well, but in any case, the last 3 trades, ILLR and IVF, I saw trades around VWAP and I sized up and I said, listen, I'm throwing a Hail Mary. I'm already red on the day. My live trading session is almost over. I'm going to throw up a Hail Mary and try to scalp with larger size. And I went way up to 500 shares. Now saying it out loud, it sounds super reckless, but I really felt confident that I could get a couple of cents a share on each trade. I mean, I was looking to really and truly scalp. And I'm thinking, all right, if I have, this is how I was kind of thinking about it. If I go 500 shares and I get 2 cents a share, that's $10. And if I do that twice, I'm out of the hole. So I did that on 3 trades and I ended up coming ahead. So my day ended at $4.53. Now, again, it sounds really reckless. I had like super discipline the first part of the session, and then the middle of my live trading session, it kind of went off the rails, especially after my live stream. I guess I wasn't being supervised by my viewers. And then I guess I just threw a couple of Hail Marys that happened to work out. But my thought process was I felt confident. I wasn't looking for big moves. I wasn't looking for home runs. But in order to make a substantial recovery, I was going to have to increase my share size. So maybe even though this might have been a somewhat reckless decision in the sense that I'm not an expert at trading around VWAP, and that is what made it a bit of a Hail Mary because I'm not sure I had a perfect setup. But the idea of managing my share size relative to the situation, like I knew I was at the end of my live trading session. It's a Monday, a Friday. The market's kind of a train wreck, dumpster fire today. Like I looked up the, in the morning before I started trading, of course I always Google like, how is the stock market doing today? And it said that it was mixed results. And then when I checked how is the stock market doing today, mid-morning, it said that it was not doing well. And now it's saying the US stock market is experiencing a mixed tech-heavy sell-off today. So I knew that the opportunities were only going to dwindle as the day went on. Like I just knew it. I knew that like if I was going to recover, it had to happen or it wasn't going to happen at all. And I was like, am I willing to take this risk? And I was like, yeah, I feel like I am. So again, I guess the big lesson of the day for me is really trying to examine, and this is where I really need to start taking daily notes again and doing like a daily notes journal in TradesViz. But the question of the day for me is, did I make a good decision, or, a calculated decision? Or, I guess everything has a risk reward matrix attached to it. Or was this pure recklessness on my part? And the fact that it turned out well, that doesn't mean it's a good decision, right? I'm really trying hard to divorce the decision from the result. So, but I think I may have made a calculated decision. It was a rough market day, and I knew the window was closing. Anyway, I have a lot of studying to do over the weekend, and I'm going to be doing my recap over on Substack on chart patterns, which was my weekly goal. I didn't do my midweek check-in, but I'll do my Friday recap. And like I said, I'm going to be doing a lot of studying over the weekend on chart patterns, and I'll have a few videos coming out Saturday and Sunday. And then I'll be back on Monday to just keep grinding away. And the goal is to get consistently profitable and rack up some green days. All right, that's it. Have a wonderful weekend. Trade smart.